So this is in answer to Matt's new video, Quantum of Conscience. Him musing over the fact that we may not even share the same, the same reality with the so-called NPC. And this reminds me of something that I've noticed in my own life, which made me cut before this 3 years had even happened. I cut ties with somebody who, in my opinion, is very much an NPC. And why is that? Well, there are people that do not, regardless on how much information, they're just avid collectors of information. They never digest it. They don't form a critical thought. They just want more and more sensationalism and information. And they probably did pretty good in school because they memorize anything, but they have no capacity for critical thought, and they can't form a personal opinion. They only debate, and they fall in love with someone else's opinion that for the time being clings all right to them. These are the people that are the professional students. They constantly look for something new to entertain them. They look for entertainment for their mind. Their mind cannot produce. It can only it's just greedy to take. They're just takers, not givers. They're not capable of any personal conclusion or thought. They're only capable of comparing and blaming. They're the vanilla versus chocolate person. Why they're chronically envious. They have no identity whatsoever. They're constantly and consistently and chronically looking for their identity, because for as long as you can't form a personal opinion on anything, obviously you're not going to form a personal style or anything. You will just copy, compare yourself, and fall short. These are the people that we call the NPCs. Why? Because they're TikTok type of people. There is no creation there. There is no power of creation, and because there is no power of digestion of anything, like they forget very quickly, because they just take in new information, and literally there is no personal conclusion to anything. There is no personality there. There is no person there. At the age of 60, they're still looking for themselves. They still wait for someone to tell them what they are. These are the people that follow orders very well. They're good with tasks. They're good with making, so the jobs that need to be done that no one wants to do, they can do it easily, because they need to be constantly entertained and constantly be information and things dropped to them. They need to be given something to do. They have no identity. Now, these are the people that want to hear nice things, want to feel that, because they have no depth, they need to understand that which they hear. So if you jolt them with some completely new where they need to judge and analyze the truth of something, new concepts and new paradigms, they can't deal with it. It takes them out from their status quo, and they can't deal with it. I even knew someone that literally could not figure out when someone is taking the piss out of her. She was also a chronic liar. She would lie just to seem interesting, to portray an image of herself, and there were such pathetic lies. And obviously, to entertain whatever connection was there, you just pretend that you fully believe it. But there were pathetic little lies, and these are the people that like to be lied to, because this is my point. They just want things to sound nice. They're not interested in the truth. As long as the things sound civilized, someone licks their ass, someone uses the right language, they are so dronified. Like literally, this particular person was even thinking to start a school or some sort of course where she could teach people I don't know, like she was not even clear on what she wanted to teach people. She just wanted, she was constantly lied to. Her whole life was a lie and a pretense. She was buying things just to appear to someone else a certain image. Like she wasn't even buying them because she liked them. Like she would constantly throw things away. The moment she bought them, she wouldn't want them anymore, because that which she wanted to appear, she was still not feeling it. And so this person wanted to be lied to just for as long as the language and the way things are given to her sound nice. It doesn't matter. So this is the perfect person. Like, we are incoherent, unstructured, come online in whatever we're wearing on the day. There are people that can only handle the suit and tie. Like, it reminds me of the old days when there were schools, there were forming schools for girls and all of that, and you were taught how to be an aristocrat and how to behave, and so literally to play a role. Like literally you were trained to pretend your whole entire life. There are people that want to care for that to carry on. It doesn't matter if it's a lie. It doesn't matter if the person that fucks them doesn't give two shits about them. If they recite poetry and they're dressed a certain way, that's good enough. There is a strata of people that are completely superficial. And how do you know they're superficial? Because they cannot digest any depth of information for the truth or the lie of it. They just want things to sound nice. I remember there was a woman that was licking her ass on a comment, and I pointed it out that like literally this woman was saying the nice words, but you could read the energy of that comment, how fake and inauthentic and ass-licking it was. And this person to whom it was addressed could not read that. She just read the words, and she was absolutely besotted with the fact of how beautifully the ass-licking happened. The fact that the person was completely fake, the fact that the person didn't feel that for a second, the fact that the person was inauthentic, the fact that the person was only saying what that woman wanted to hear to take advantage of her, didn't matter. And I was the bad guy that I didn't even know this woman, and I pointed it out. I said, how brown is, how far up your ass is this woman? How brown is her nose when she got it out? And she didn't know what I was talking about, because how can you say that? She's so nice. It didn't take 2 months. She just about destroyed this woman's business. The faker destroyed this other woman's business. And I'm totally not surprised. I mean, how can you not? So this is the thing. They can't read between the lines. They don't have that substance. They are, and even when they say they love or whatever, they don't have the concept of that. They just, how can I say? They want to feed of what they call love. It's unbelievable. So the NPC is definitely background noise, and it just wants background noise. So no, they absolutely do not see a part of reality that we are seeing. And they don't even understand how we're seeing it. They don't even have a personal choice of color. They choose something because out of envy or out of desire to manipulate. There is no persona in that person, personality in that persona. And they can end up being very, very toxic because of their need to constantly be occupied. And they're constantly occupied with information. Why? Because with us, there is intake of information, digestion, output. To them, it's just intake, nothing. And it's going in this hollow, never-ending hole. And that's why they need never-ending supply of money, never-ending supply of anything, because they're hollow. There's nobody home. And it doesn't matter if the person around them and the people around them totally detest them and use them or whatever, as long as it looks nice if someone took a picture. And I've met people like these. There is no capacity to digest. I found a lot of people like this, and I find that very, very curious, because they're not like us. They're not like us. And they keep the world going around. What's my cat doing? Grigia, what you doing, girl? Cat? Gigi? Oh, she's chasing for little flies. Fruit flies. Right. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Lighter, that's what's happening. Sadly, that's what's happening. No, we're not the same. They don't process reality like us. They literally just need the surface. I have to pause.